Tragedy occurred today along the Ikorodu, Maryland axis when a street hawker was knocked by a moving vehicle. Eyewitness accounts say that the young man who died was trying to run away from members of the Kick Against Indiscipline Corps. The incident left traffic gridlock on the road, while some BRT buses were also reportedly damaged by angry mob.
Traffic was momentarily put on hold this afternoon on the Ikorodu Road around the Diroko axis. Noticeably, inward-bound vehicles to Anthony are on a very slow movement with traffic stretching several kilometers while the other side of the highway is visibly free. The reason? An accident has just occurred which has claimed the life of a young man who, according to eyewitness account, was knocked out by a fast-moving truck while he tried to get away from the law enforcement agents.
One of my brothers here, last year, one of us,
he was trying to escape from Kai because Kai normally when he catch people like that, you collect money from them. When you collect money from them, they will seize your product, whatever you sell. Kai will collect it before they leave you. So Kai was coming from people from Laos, they were coming. So the boy was trying to run away from Kai so that they will not catch. I think they catch him, then collect 10,000, then collect an eyeglass. So when the boy see the guy, he wanted to run, and now fall inside motor now hit him down. Now knocking down, he's died.
A visibly confused elder sibling of his is too confused to put words together on what happened. The story we hear is that while members of the paramilitary attached to the Lagos State government talking about the kick against indisciplined people were coming on this way inward Maryland, and on sighting them, these guys who strayed here started scampering to safety, and one of them, who has just lost his life, tried to cross this road and was tossed by an oncoming vehicle, tossed into the other lane, where he was run over by another moving vehicle that is inbound Anthony. It's a sad afternoon, and we are hoping that the Lagos State will be able to bring some truce to this quagmire that always occurs between street traders and members of the Kick Against Indiscipline. From Lagos, Maryland precisely, Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
And true indeed, the Lagos State government has cleared the air about the accident that occurred earlier today at the Maryland bus stop in Lagos State. In a statement, the government says the said trader was not hit by a BRT bus, but by a truck while trying to cross the road in an attempt to evade arrest by men of the Kick Against Indiscipline, KAI. It adds that hoodlums only took advantage of the incident to invade BRT buses in the area and destroy public property. The statement further states that, quote, the state government would not relent in ridding the state of illegality, street trading and hawking, and for the miscreants and hoodlums, the Lagos State government and the police command would not allow any act of civil disobedience, end of quote. It insists that those arrested will be dealt with in accordance with the law, while further arrests will be made as investigations continue. Some environment experts are urging the federal government to convert Nigeria's industrial, municipal and domestic waste to wealth for the country and job for its citizens. They are also of the view that thousands of tons of waste from the nation's large population can be recycled or converted to energy for power generation. This was the subject of discussion at the Forum on Assets and Waste Management in Abuja. Our correspondent Omelogo Nadi reports.
Nigeria's population has been estimated to hit 250 million by 2050. This increase in population also means a huge increase in waste generated, both domestic and industrial. That's the main concern at this forum on assets and waste management in Abuja, where experts say waste to wealth is way forward for Nigeria.
We can begin to see waste as vast resources that can significantly contribute to our gross domestic product and national income in terms of earnings, and as well as opening up opportunities for massive employment generation.
About 95,000 Britons reportedly earn a living managing waste. British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria expects Nigeria to tap into this opportunity, which many in the field say is a great option in economy diversification.
The UK government gives our local authorities over £3.2 billion per year in grants. This is not a business loan or anything like that, this is grants for waste infrastructure projects. We're investing £3.2 billion in order to save money further down the line. I encourage formally the Nigerian government to do likewise.
United Kingdom is 1/3 in terms of population of Nigeria. So if they can do that for 95,000 people, by my maths, we should be able to do that for 300,000 people. Can you imagine taking 300,000 people out of the job market through waste management?
Before Nigeria's waste can be converted to public enlightenment is necessary. Legislation and enforcement will follow, made possible by government buy-in. Omelogo, Nadi, Channels Television News.
You're watching the news on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. Time to switch gears again. Charles Aruka stand by for Sports News.
Thanks, Gimba, and welcome to Sports News. Goals from Leonardo Castro and Wayne Arendse saw Mamelodi Sundowns claim a 2-1 home victory over Nigerian champions Enyimba in the CAF Champions League. Castro shot Sundowns into the lead on 42 minutes as Keegan Dollar's low cross was not dealt with and the Colombian forward bundled the ball home. After a spell of pressure, Enyimba were level just before the hour mark when Dario Ojo unleashed a thunderous strike from 35 yards. Sundowns were back in front on 78 minutes when Arense's shot at the back post was scrambled in by Enyimba goalkeeper Moses Ocheje. The win moves Sundowns to 3 points from one match, level with Zamalek at the top of the table, and leaves Enyimba with a mountain to climb if they are to qualify, with no point from 2 games.
Absolute cracker. Long range, and it's Ojo who takes the credit and who scores the goal.
Oh, it's a great strike. It's a wonder strike from some range with the goalkeeper. He might have still been trying to backpedal. In fact, he's
in again from Langerman. Chance at the back post. Drilled in. That surely has crossed the line.
And the Nigerian Football Federation has confirmed venues for the round of 16 fixtures of the 2016 Federation Cup. NPFL side Rivers United and Shooting Stars of Ibadan will do battle at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium, Kaduna on July the 6th. Wiki Tourists of Bauchi will confront Plateau United in Akure. Sunshine Stars of Akure will tackle Aqua United in Makudi in another all-NMPFL clash. FC Ifeanyi will take on Katsina United at the Kwara Sports Complex Ilorin, while Enugu Rangers might will be tested by Crown FC of Ogbomoso at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium, Kaduna on July the 7th. Warri Wolves are up against Prime FC of Osogbo at the Aperako Stadium, Makudi, while Nasarawa United will lock horns with Dynamite Football Club of Benin in Lokoja. In internationals, Barcelona's Neymar and Bayern Munich's Douglas Costa have been named as overage players in Brazil's Rio 2016 Olympics squad. The third permitted overage player is Palmeiras goalkeeper Fernando Praz. Gabriel Barbosa, the teenage Santos striker who scored on his Brazil debut last month, is one of 5 forwards in the largely under-23 squad. Lazio midfielder Felipe Anderson, Rafinha Alcantara of Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain defender Marquinhos were also included. Under-20s coach Rogerio Micali will manage the side after Dunga's sacking following the Copa America. Well, Spain goalkeeper Iker Casillas has given a strong indication that he will retire from international football after 16 years. The 35-year-old did not play in any of Spain's 4 games at Euro 2016, with national team coach Vicente Del Bosque picking Manchester United's David De Gea in goal. Casillas made his debut in 2000 and is Spain's most capped player with 167 appearances. The FC Porto goalkeeper also expressed hope for the future of the national team. That's it on Sports News. Back to Enyimba with the rest of the news at 10.
The Turkish nation has today been observing a day of mourning for 42 people killed during suicide bomb and gun attacks at Atatürk International Airport, Istanbul. 13 foreigners are amongst the dead. Authorities are examining CCTV footage, witness statement and mobile phone video recorded by passengers to try to determine the identity of the attackers. Temitope Fagbemi has more on this and other foreign stories.
Officials say 3 attackers arrived in a taxi and began firing at the terminal entrance late on Tuesday. They later blew themselves up after police fired back. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, which also injured at least 239 people. But Prime Minister Binali Yildirim says early signs point to the Islamic State militant group. European Union leaders have warned that the UK must honor the principle of free movement of people if it wants to retain access to the single market after it leaves the bloc. European Council President Donald Tusk says the EU cannot pick and choose. The French and German leaders also made clear that the freedom of movement of people is non-negotiable. The leaders were speaking after holding a summit in Brussels without the UK, the first for more than 40 years. Finally, the leaders of Turkey and Russia have agreed to mend fences after relations soured over the downing of a Russian military jet by Turkey. Officials say Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed over the phone to meet in person. The call comes after Turkey expressed regret earlier this week to Mr. Putin and to the family of the Russian pilots killed in the incident. The fighter jet was shot down near the Syria-Turkey border in November. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Enyimba.
And finally tonight, one of Nigeria's finest novelists, poet and dramatist, Elechi Amadi, has died at the age of 82. The late Elechi Amadi was amongst the first generation of African writers and novelists. Some of his works includes The Concubine, The Great Ponds, Isiburu, Sunset in Biafra, amongst others. In a statement signed by the special advisor to the governor, Nyesum, on electronic media, the governor describes the late literary icon as a loss to Nigeria and prayed God to grant his family the fortitude to bear the loss. And finally, tonight, the main news again. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission today arraigned former Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Adeshola Amosun, and 10 others. The anti-graft agency confirmed that Air Marshal Amosun has returned 2.6 billion naira to the federal government. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for watching. On behalf of everyone here, have a splendid night, friends.